edition of the Contractors' Secret Weapon weekly podcast with your hosts, Dave Negri. This program is dedicated to helping contractors, remodelers, painters, roofers, roof cleaners, and business owners in the construction industry gain an unfair advantage over the competition. This program supplies you with information that the competition doesn't even know exists. This session brought to you by ContractorsSecretWeapon.com.
Before we get into the conversation with you, I just want to do a shout out to our sponsors who help promote Contractors' Secret Weapon and just some of the things that they have in store for you, our listeners. Hey, is your phone ringing enough? Do you want it to ring more with highly motivated and qualified buyers that contact you, the contractor, directly? No more waiting for the phone to ring. Just answer that phone. Best Home Services leads are dedicated to making your phone ring with motivated buyers that call you directly. There's no obligation to talk with them. Just go to ContractorsSecretWeapon.com/money. Fill out the form to secure your discount on the setup fee. Do it today. This special will not last forever. Check them out at ContractorsSecretWeapon.com/money.
Running a small business is no easy task, and I should know because I had a service company for almost 10 years. I am the founder of a software called Radius Bomb, and it's unbelievable. And for all the listeners of Contractor's Secret Weapon, we have a special offer for you to check out. If you want to send hyper-targeted, laser-focused, super personalized postcards to your exact prospects using a map while sitting in your underwear, then go to ContractorSecretWeapon.com/Radius Bomb, and we'll give you your first 100 postcards for free. Just go to ContractorSecretWeapon.com/Radius Bomb.
Hey, this is Dave Negri with Contractors' Secret Weapon, and today I just want to introduce you to a highly motivated guy, Clint Arthur. He's going to be our guest today, and Clint is the best-selling author of Speaking Game. Seven-Figure Secrets Revealed says that there are 5 things you should always say if you want to make more money, and 5 things you should never say if you want to make more money. And I'm looking at the cover of his book, which is pretty cool. 7-Figure Speaker Secrets Revealed: Make more money, have more fun, conquer your fear of public speaking, become a confident and charismatic person you've always wanted to be. And Clint, I'm just so excited you could be here because I know this is going to be a lot of fun.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be with you. I really appreciate you're taking the time to record this, and I'm excited to help everybody in your audience to have more fun, make more money, and gain more confidence and charisma every time they open their mouth to say whatever to anybody, to their kids, to their spouse, to their boss, to a boardroom full of people, to 100 people at the PTA meeting, or to 1,000 people at some kind of conference. If you ever open your mouth and speak, this next 30 minutes is going to change the way you speak and the impact that you have on the world and the influence you can make on the world and on your pocketbook and bank account forever.
That's awesome. Because we're really all in the speaking game no matter what we do, aren't we?
Every time you open your mouth, you are trying to influence somebody. If you want to go to a certain movie or to a particular restaurant, or if you want your kids to clean their room, or if you want to get your boss to give you a raise or to implement something, or if you're trying to negotiate with a customer or with a contractor, this is going to apply to you every time you talk. And the things that we're going to talk about here are going to be things that you can do every single time you speak to anybody so that you can have more influence and impact and income.
That's so cool. Yeah, because we all need to work better on being better us's so that we can be better at everything we do. I know that's not the right
exactly.
English, but what the heck, you know.
No. We need to be better us's. That's exactly right. And, Donald Trump is, whatever you may think about him politically, let's cast that aside. Let's just think about how successful that guy was as a speaker.
Right.
He'd get paid $1 million to go show up and talk for an hour. That's not a bad paycheck. Even for Donald Trump, that's not a bad paycheck.
Right.
And that's all because he's a good speaker. And what are some of the funny things that he says? I do this bigly, so you're right. We all need to be better us's. That's right.
Yeah.
And it's not your words. It's not necessarily the words that you say. It's really how you say things that is the biggest impact. However, today we're going to talk about 5 things you should never say if you want to make more money. And then we're going to talk about 5 things you should always say if you want to make more money. And words have an important part of this whole thing. But when you get into the speaking game book and you start learning the methodology of the speaking game and you start playing the speaking game every day when you talk, you'll see it's much less about what you say and it's much more about how you say it. But for today's purposes, because this is a sales-oriented, money-making-oriented podcast, let's talk about the 5 things you should never say if you want to make more money. And the first thing you should never say if you want to make more money is, let me think about it. See, I recently learned from one of my friends who is a founding member of the National Speakers Association that I make more money than 99% of the speakers in the National Speakers Association. And I've only been doing this for about 5 years.
Wow.
As a professional speaker.
Yeah.
And my ascent has been meteoric. In GKIC world, I set the all-time record for a speaker selling from the stage at GKIC. Wow. No one's ever sold as much as me. And I really do believe that I know what you should do and what you shouldn't do when it comes to speaking and making money. And the first thing you should never do is say, let me think about it, because decisive people make more money. And people who make more money are very decisive. You go to a restaurant with a person who makes a lot of money, they take a quick look at the menu and they know what they want. And they say, I'll have the steak, I'll have the fish tacos, I'll have the shrimp. Whatever they want to have, they just look at it, they decide, and then they say it. And when you're talking to somebody, we all know what it means. If you say, let me think about it, what that really means is no, but I just don't have the guts to tell you no to your face.
Right.
I don't want to have that kind of confrontation with you to tell you no. So really what you do is you're opening up a loop, you're making the contractor or the salesperson call you back and find out, well, do you want to do it or not? Then at that time you'll say no, or maybe you'll be such a chicken that you just keep blowing them off and never respond. And that just wastes everybody's time. The way to make money is to waste less time and to be direct and decisive and say yes or no and decide. So that's the first thing you should never say to make more money is let me think about it. The second thing you should never say if you want to make more money is you should think about it. Don't tell customers or prospects to think about it. Encourage them to take action and be decisive. You and I know, as a contractor, as a salesperson, it's a numbers game. You got to go through X amount of proposals in order to get X amount of yeses. And on the other side of that, you got to go through X amount of no's, however many no's it is. Now, so if you're selling 50%, you need to get a no for every yes. So you're happy to get a no because that means you're one step closer to getting a yes. So don't encourage customers or prospects to think about anything. Encourage them to make a decision. Say, hey, you got all the facts. Here's the price. Here's what we're going to do. Would you like to move forward? Yes or no? And then when they say, when they say, let me think about it, you say, what do you need to think about? Here's all right here. Is it a yes or a no? I'm happy either way. I'm as happy with a no as I am with a yes. You're not hurting my feelings.
Right. I think about it. That just drives me nuts because that's more time sucking out of my schedule.
That's right. And we all know what think about it means. It means no.
Yeah.
But it just means you got to follow up and make another call or 2 or 3 or 4 or whatever. The third thing you should never say if you want to make more money is I woulda, coulda, shoulda. Now in life, you're going to win some, you're going to lose some, you're going to break even on some. Don't have regrets. Just learn the lessons. Some lessons come cheap. Some lessons come expensive. I've had $50,000 lessons where it just came right out of my pocket. $50,000. Those are expensive lessons, but I learned the lesson and I don't regret what I did. I have learned the lesson. I paid the price. And a lot of times some of the most expensive lessons are the best lessons.
Yeah.
So don't regret them. Just learn your lessons and move on.
We call them seminars. That was an expensive seminar I went to.
Yeah, I get it, man.
Yeah.
A lot of times you got to travel. I had to travel to China for my most expensive seminar.
Oh, my.
Jeez. All right. Then the fourth thing you should never say if you want to make more money is, let me give you a discount.
Oh, that drives me nuts.
Don't offer people discounts. First of all, you're not doing anybody any favors giving them a discount. When you give somebody a discount, they feel like they're getting less value. The only way to give a client a great experience is to charge them a lot of money and make them pay full price. If you don't charge them full price, if they get the discount, now they're looking for flaws in the product. Mm-hmm. Now they're feeling like they didn't get as good of craftsmanship or workmanship, or it didn't happen as fast, or the alternative is you may feel like you're entitled to delay the job or not deliver it as quickly as possible or as well as you should have because, well, after all, I gave the guy a discount. And that's a really bad recipe for success. It's not going to bring you the best success. The highest paid people don't give discounts. Do you think Tony Robbins is giving any discounts? Do you think Dan Kennedy is giving any discounts? Never. They charge full price and they give full value, and that's the way to do it. And then the fifth thing you should never say if you want to make more money is the other side, and that is, can you give me a discount? Now, a lot of people ask for discounts, and that's a really negative way to approach things. You're going to make a lot more money focusing on making money than you will if you try to save money, especially on little things like you go into a shop or you're dealing with a vendor and you say, hey man, can you give me a discount on this? And you're really much better off being the vendor's favorite customer, being the customer who pays full price, money on the spot, all the time, and then you'll get the special treatment and the special favors that you need when you're in a crunch. And that's when it really is more important that you get the service and the quality that you need, is when you really need their help. And you can only get that by being the best customer. That's why I always pay full price and I pay, boom, Johnny on the spot. When I owe people money or when I hire a vendor or a contractor, I always pay promptly because I want them to feel like I'm their best customer because I get the best treatment that way. So those are the 5 things you should never say. Think about it. Let me think about it. I wish I woulda, coulda, shoulda. Or let me give you a discount. Or can you give me a discount?
Yeah, those are 2 words I hate. Discount. Give me a discount or can I have a discount? That's not even in my vocabulary. It drives me crazy.
You really have to educate customers to understand that discounts are not in anybody's best interest. Well, it's really even in the customer's worst interest to give them a discount.
I have a guy that I was talking to not too long ago. He is a roofing and siding and window guy in Rhode Island. And I was just talking about marketing because that's one of my favorite subjects. And we were talking about how he's grown his business from $1.5 million to $5 million in the last couple of years. And I said, well, what's your best marketing piece? He said, you're not going to believe this if I tell you. I said, I believe anything. He goes, I have a door hanger that when my crews are out, they'll go to a few houses around and they'll put it on. And he says, it's basically a coupon for a 0% discount.
Wow.
And he said, and then I go into explain him why we don't give discounts, because in order for us to give you a discount, we're going to have to raise the price, and that's not valuable to you.
Wow, that's a very interesting technique.
Yeah.
I love doing podcasts because you learn so much from listening to this stuff. And let's get into the 5 things you should always say if you want to make more money. And these are some really fun ones. The first thing you should always say if you want to make more money is your full name. Now, when I call people, I always say, hey, this is Clint Arthur. Saying your full name is a very subtle power grab and a very subtle power statement. You're saying, my full name is important. I am somebody. And I'm not just Clint. I'm not just Joe. I'm not just Jack or JR. I am Clint Arthur, the one and only Clint Arthur. And all celebrities do this. And you have to look at what celebrities do because they are playing the toughest, most competitive game of all, which is the celebrity game. And what they're trying to do is to position themselves as somebody important. And ultimately, you know that whole saying, people need to know, like, and trust you before they're going to do business with you? I don't agree. I think that's wrong. They need to admire you, like you, and trust you. They need to think that you are better than them in many ways. Certainly, they need to admire your ability to deliver a contracting job on time and for better houses than theirs. They're not going to, like, nobody in a mansion is going to hire a tract home contractor to come in and do work. He's only going to hire a guy who's done work on the best mansions to come and work on his okay mansion. And they're always going to look for somebody who is the most admirable, the highest status person they can get in the category that they're looking to hire. And by saying your full name, it positions you as somebody who is important. If you can even do this with restaurant reservations. You call up and say, hey, this is Joe. Can I get a reservation for 2 at 8 o'clock? Or you can call up and say, hey, this is Joe Smith. I'd like to come in with my wife for dinner at 8 o'clock. And what the reservationist is thinking at that point is, who the heck is Joe Smith? He must be somebody.
And you know, it's kind of funny just listening to you say that. You know, this is Joe, and then this is Joe Smith. There's a different influx in your tone when you say your first and your last name. Interesting.
Yeah, I was talking about this with one of my financial advisor clients, and he told me that he started implementing this technique, and the very first call that he answered that way, he said, Jeremy Matranga, when he answered his phone. That's what he said, Jeremy Matranga. And that set the tone for the whole entire customer intake, and it resulted in the biggest client he's ever brought on board because the tone was a certain direction and power right from the beginning. And that's what you can get when you use that kind of full name technique. The second thing you should always say, if you want to make more money, give me the money. Now, that may mean there's different ways to say that, but essentially, that's what you're saying is give me the money. Now, this is the very first thing they taught me when I was a student at the Wharton Business School is get the money. That's what they teach you at business school. How do you get the money? How do you get it as fast as possible? Really, this is one of the most important things you can do is ask the customer to give you the money. If you don't ask for the order, you have a lot less chance of ever getting the order. There's very few customers who are going to say, hey, I want to buy this thing. Let me give you the money. There's very few who are going to do that. Your job as a salesperson is to ask for the order, which is asking for the money.
Yeah.
So don't ever be chicken about that. Always be happy to allow the customer or the prospect this opportunity to make a decision to give you the money. It's very important.
Yeah, that is when the customer has asked you to be there, has asked you for a proposal, it is not the time to be shy and not ask for the order.
I agree. And too many salespeople never do ask for the order. Now, the third thing you should always say if you want to make more money, and this is really important, is I'm the only one in the world who does this. Now, this is a marketing stance or positioning statement that's so important. You don't want to be one of 10 window contractors who install certain windows. You want to be the exclusive licensed distributor of Fleetwood Windows. You want to be the exclusive distributor of Fleetwood Windows in this region. And if somebody wants to get Fleetwood Windows, they have to come to you. Otherwise, they don't get Fleetwood Windows. And I know I'm building my dream house right now in the Hollywood Hills. I'm having a whole house full of Fleetwood Windows, man. That's what they're going to be. You know why? Because when I go to sell that house 10, 15 years down the road, those Fleetwood Windows are going to add value. Absolutely. I'm going to be able to say, hey, my house, every single window in this house is top of the line Fleetwood. That's money, and I'm going to do that, and I'm going to pay up for the exclusive Fleetwood guy to come in and install them and buy them for me and bring them to me and install them perfectly because I know that. And I try to do the same thing in my work too. So, for example, I invented the speaking game, and I own speakinggame.com. If you want to play the speaking game, I'm the only one selling the speaking game. There ain't nobody else talking about how do you play the speaking game, how do you make money when you speak like this. There's nobody else doing this. So if you want to learn the speaking game, you got to go to speakinggame.com, and you have to buy the speaking game book, and you have to opt in and give me your email address to get the free bonus videos because there's no other way to get it. Alternatively, I have a auto repair shop owner named Dave Striegel, and he came to my local TV publicity training program. Oh, Sean King from Risk Free Guaranteed?
Yeah, that's who I was talking about.
Sean King?
Uh-huh.
He's a client of mine.
Is he really?
Sean King. Yeah, Sean King came through Celebrity Launchpad. He's done 30 television appearances.
I know, and I was because he was at the seminar I was at in Rhode Island, and it was kind of funny because we were talking about that, and he was positioning himself to open up different places throughout the United States, and he's already going to be the number one guy because he's already got the credibility from the TV stations.
Yeah, he was on Fox Los Angeles. He booked so many of those shows at my Celebrity Launchpad, and then he went and booked a whole bunch more off cold calls, the way I taught him how to do it. And if you want to do that, I'm the only guy in the whole world who teaches how to book yourself on local TV news and talk shows.
Cool.
So if that's of interest to you, then and you can get that from me, and that's a powerful position. And you as a contractor, you need to figure out a powerful, unique position for yourself so that you can take advantage of this third thing you should always say if you want to make more money, like we've been talking about. And then the fourth thing is, I don't discount, but I can give you this bonus. When people ask you for a discount, you can't just shut them down cold. The smart way, I believe, to shut down the request for the discount is, hey, I can't give you a discount, but I will throw in this bonus for you because I really like you. Right. So, for example, what could we do? Well, I could install. I'm thinking of a good thing for a contractor. I could, when we're doing the alarm system, I could install a bonus with regard to like a camera that you could have.
Right.
I'm not going to discount the price, but I'll throw this in extra for you just to make you feel better.
Yeah.
Okay. In a mechanic situation, if they say, hey, can I get a discount on this brake job? $500 for the brakes is a lot of money. No, I don't do discounts. But what I will do is I will detail your car for you while it's in the shop. So when you pick it up, it'll be all nice and clean.
Right.
Because I like you.
Yeah.
That's the way to handle the discount request. And that's the fourth thing you should always say if you want to make more money. And the last thing is, the fifth thing you should always say if you want to make more money is, I'm very grateful for this, that, or the other thing. Look, we live in the United States of America. Many contractors are fortunate enough to be entrepreneurs, owning your own business. And we should be grateful every freaking day, man. I mean, the opportunity that we have, the lifestyle that we lead the best lives on the whole planet. And I'm grateful every day for my opportunities to make money when I talk and to have great clients like Sean King or Dave Striegel or other people who come through my trainings and pay me a lot of money to teach them this stuff so that they can go out and make their unique impact on the world and make the world a better place. I think that, the contracting industry, delivering homes and improving homes for people is such an important and valuable service. And I'm grateful for all the contractors in the world. I've been working with one. I'm building my dream home right now. And I'm very grateful every day, and I try to express gratitude as much as I can for the benefit of others and also for myself so that I can stay grounded and be grateful for what I have, because gratitude, man, that is a powerful ingredient of a happy life.
Oh, yeah. There's so many people who have a lot of money, they're not grateful, and they're just miserable all the time because they haven't learned the gratitude effect.
Amen. So there you have it, man. Those are the 5 things you should never say and the 5 things you should always say. What do you think about that?
Hey, I'm with you on all that stuff. I'm, I don't discount, but I can give a bonus. That is my favorite one because I hate giving up the cash.
Yeah, it's so funny. There's like some kind of egoic attachment to the cash and getting paid what you're worth or what you're not worth.
Well, and I think too many guys are. And here's the funny thing is I think a lot of, people that do discount, and it goes back to, well, they're always looking for a discount, so they figure in order to people to buy from them, they have to give a discount, which is just totally wrong thinking.
100%, man. It all comes down to, are you the guy? Are you the baller? Are you the player that you always wanted to be? Like I say to a lot of my clients, when you drive up to the valet parking stand, you're the guy that every valet parker is hoping is going to come up to the valet parking stand. You got money, you got a car that runs, that you got a great lifestyle, and you're the guy who should be tipping them $2, $3, $5. You're the guy. And the only way you can be the guy or lady, as the case may be, the only way you can be that guy is to be the guy.
Right.
There's nobody who's going to put that $5 bill in your hand for you. You got to pull the 5 and put it in the valet parker's hand and be the guy. And that's the whole thing about discounts and asking for discounts or giving discounts. If you give or ask for discounts, you're not being the guy.
No, definitely not, because like you said, you're taking the value away from yourself and what you can supply that customer.
Yep.
You know, I had that happen to me once. It was kind of funny, and it came out of left field because, usually, when you're in the contracting business, you can read people and you know how they're going to talk and react. And I had this one lady, she says, is that your best price? And I'm going, now this was a $2 million house, and it's just, you weren't thinking that. And I'm going, whoa, where did this come from? So I really had to think about it. So I did that. I said, no, this is what I can do. I said, I can upgrade the paint, which was really, and it was not that much more expensive, but it actually made my job easier. And I said, we would normally give a 10-year guarantee on the paint and, and all that stuff. We'll upgrade it to the 12-year. And they were totally ecstatic about that.
Yeah, there you go.
Because I didn't, it wasn't about the money. It was more about what kind of value can I give them that in place of the money? Because I think in the long term, like getting ready and you're going to put those windows in your home, you're not thinking about what is it going to cost you today. You're thinking about what is it going to return me in the future.
That's right. And today, especially today, where quantitative easing, QE2, has printed up so much money. There's lots of money out there today. Mm-hmm. It's not about is there enough money. It's about people getting the experience that they want. It's about people feeling like they're getting the value. Now, I'm not saying you should rip off customers and overcharge them. I'm not saying that. I'm saying you should charge the right price for what you do. You should get what you're worth, what you deserve, and the price that the market will bear without ripping people off.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
And people are more concerned today about being treated fairly, getting a great value, and getting what they want, the experience that they want, especially from a contractor who's going to deliver on time, deliver in a pleasant way, not be sending drug addicts and alcoholics to their house, not having unfortunate experiences where damages are done or accidents happen. It's just about being professional and delivering a first-class experience to people today. And then it's easy to get a lot of money. People are happy to give you a lot of money for a first-class experience.
I agree wholeheartedly.
Cool.
That's
cool, man.
Awesome. Hey, this has been a lot of fun. Anything? I know we went through those 5 and 5. Is there anything last minute that you'd like to just share with our listeners that's on the back of your mind?
Hey, we covered a lot of stuff. If you are interested in the speaking game, go to speakinggame.com and get those free videos. And the book, oh my God, so proud of this book. It's a hardcover book. It's my first hardcover book.
Cool. And
I'm really excited about it. If you do buy the hardcover, email me your receipt and I'll immediately send you the Kindle book and some bonuses.
Cool.
And if you want to find out more about my TV training like Sean King had, or other ways that I help my clients to immediately position themselves for 6-figure and 7-figure contracts, like without changing who you are, I can change the way people perceive you. And if you're interested in that, go check out clintarthur.tv and you'll see some of the ways that we do that. And I'm happy to hop on the phone and enroll people into a much better and brighter financial future by repositioning yourself as a high money earner. Awesome.
We will make sure that all that goes into our show notes. So when it goes up, all those clickable links will be there to get in touch with you. This has really been fun. I love the way you think.
Thank you, sir. It's been my pleasure. And I hope this helps everybody in your audience.
Thanks so much. Again, I want to thank you for joining us and investing your time with us today. I hope you enjoyed this week's episode, and if you did, go to iTunes and give us a shout-out. You can also go to our website, www.contractorsecretweapon.com, and check out today's episode and leave us a comment in the bottom of the page. And if you haven't gotten your 15 secret weapon strategies to getting higher-end customers, get it while you're at the website. Also, I want to thank again our sponsors for keeping this podcast alive for your profit-making pleasure. And so go be profitable this week. Work smarter, not harder, and learn how to leverage your time and your knowledge so that you can be more profitable. Again, see you next week.
Thanks for joining us for another weekly episode of the Contractors Secret Weapon podcast with Dave Negri. We would love to hear your comments about this episode, so visit us online at www.contractorssecretweapon.com and let us hear your thoughts. If you are listening via iTunes, please leave us a positive review. The more positive reviews we receive, the more other contractors will benefit from this show. Thank you, and see you next time here on the Contractors Secret Weapon podcast.